when you get through to the end of the video. Oh, scared myself. I thought that was someone, but it's a... Oh, I thought it was like a Dementor or something in the corner of my room. Oh. Yes, I know, I put out a check-in video about 3 days ago and you've got another one already. If you come here for consistency, I'm really sorry about that. Hi guys, gals and non-binary brows, welcome back to Budget with Ira. My name is Ira and I am on a budgeting journey. I'm on a budgeting journey because I racked up over £13,000 worth of debt and I now have that down to something like £3,000 on two very small and manageable things that I'm perfectly comfortable with. I'm currently trying to save to better improve my life, but I recently lost my job, so things have become a bit tough. It would be wonderful if you click that subscribe button and join me on this journey because it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much to everybody who already has. I can't believe how fast we're growing. Anyway, talking about consistency. Today I want to talk to you about consistency and how important that is within your budget. There's a lot of things that can derail you in terms of achieving the goals that you want to achieve. And for me, a huge roadblock and a huge stumbling block was recently losing my job. So staying consistent and on the course is really, really important to make sure that you achieve your goals. So budget fatigue is a real thing, and I spoke about that briefly in my last video. It's hard sometimes to just continually plod along and do the same thing and put back loads of money and sort of deprive yourself of stuff. That can be really, really tough and really, really fatiguing. So that's why I always advocate and say that it's really important to make sure that you plan in your budget some sort of room for some sort of fun or some sort of treat every now and then. Obviously, the reason why we're in debt is because we've done that a bit too often. Let's be frank. So making sure that you take the time to plan out those things and make sure that they're actually tangible, budgeted things is the difference. And that will allow you to be consistent with your budget because it won't be quite so difficult when you're putting consistent amounts to debt or consistent amounts to savings, when you know that you've got a treat at the end of it, when you know that you're putting away towards something really fun for you or your family. That's what makes it bearable. So for me in my budget, I have certain things that I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to my brother's wedding in Spain. I just had the stag do, I had the hen do, and I put away really, really small amounts for a very long time in order to be able to afford those and to be able to go and have those fun events, and for me to be able to say that I'm going to be going to Spain when I've just lost my job because of all the groundwork that I've done means that it's a guilt-free spend and I can just enjoy it for the thing that it is. I don't have to worry about money. So anyway, what I really wanted to talk to you about today was how to overcome those stumbling blocks. Sometimes when you're budgeting, sometimes you just have to think quite creatively. It's not always about just being quite factual with numbers and this goes here and that goes there and that goes there. Sometimes you can't really do that because it's your life. Things are emotional. So sometimes you do need to put a little bit of emphasis on one thing and not on the other, and prioritize one thing that wouldn't ordinarily be the priority just because it's either coming up really soon or it's just really important to you. So in my scenario, I just lost my job. I don't have spare money. However, I am putting a lot of effort and energy into my Etsy store and the things that can bring in incremental money, and we're talking in terms of what my salary used to bring in. Etsy is just a small chunk of that, but I'm really trying my best to make the most of that and trying not to waste any money. So after my budget is done, if I have anything left over, I'm going to be putting it into the things that are important to me, and that's things like my future, so my deposit, my home deposit, and it's the Spain wedding to watch my brother go and get married. And then I also have the wonderful people who support me over on Patreon, and a lot of times people ask me on Patreon to stuff my money towards things that I wouldn't necessarily do, but I thank them in the end because, geez, where would I be without that money? Anyway, I hope you got something from my ramblings. I hope it made sense. I'm trying to sort of share bits and bobs that I've learned along the way throughout my journey as I go along. So it's never really going to be a video topic. It's just going to be part of the video that I'm coming out with. Talking of the video that I'm coming out with, today we're doing check-in for Marpril week 4. If you don't know, Marpril is the month I invented because things are weird at the moment, and because of that I needed to invent a month, so Marpril was born. Happy Marpril, everyone. I'm also closing out because it is the 4th week and we are moving into April's budget next week. So I've talked quite a lot now, I'm sure you're sick of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at my, oh, I just love it so much, my little budget A5 booklet. Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals. We are in my gorgeous little budget book, which I am using for the final week this week. I just absolutely love these. I think they're so useful and I'm so pleased with how they turned out. I am going to be transitioning to the normal A4 style for April for the 3 weeks that I budget for that, and then hopefully I'll be using a May version of this. These will always be available on my Etsy store because this is the standard budget with Ira Rainbow. Anyway, today we are checking in for the final week of Marpril, and today we are checking in from the 1st to the 7th of April. So let's get started with the expenses. Today we are using the expense tracker stickers that come free with the budget booklet. So on the 1st, the TV license came out and that was $13.37. And I gave Jake £10, asked him to go down the shop to get me like a Pepsi Max, and he kept all the change. So that's £10 to Jake there. I didn't spend anything on the Saturday, so we have a gorgeous dark purple no spend. And didn't spend anything on the Sunday, so we have that lovely pink no spend. On the Monday, I went and did some parcels, and while I was in the car, I bought some treats for myself. That was £4.10. And in the evening, I went grocery shopping to Tesco and spent $29.58. Pet insurance came out and it was $15.92. I'm with the same company. It has increased in price, but it's still the cheapest, so I'm staying with them. So it's only like £1 something extra. On the 6th, I had an annual fee from my credit card. Didn't know I got those because I'd never really paid attention to it. It was £25, and now I'm thinking about closing it down, but I feel like I still need a credit card, so I'm going to look into that a little bit more. But I've got it for a year now because I paid the annual fee, but that was frustrating and unbudgeted. And then I went to the co-op and spent £6.65 on junk again. And the Netflix bill came out on Thursday and it was $5.99. I think that's the last time because it's going up to $6.99 now. Okay, that is the calendar done and dusted. Beautiful, really bright and colourful. We are going to move 2 pages across and check in. And I'm going to start on this week 4 by filling in everything that I know. Okay, so I had £21 to spend for spending this week because I rolled the dice on a 9 and it was just a lovely week to have so much money. So I ended up spending $20.75, which is right up to the limit, but I'm cool with that, which would have left me with 25 pence. For groceries, we also spent right up to the limit, which is fine because it's all in budget. Spent £29.58, which should have left me with 42 pence. The next ones are really easy. Petrol, we spent nothing and there was nothing budgeted, nothing to roll over. Haircut, exactly the same. And unbudgeted, exactly the same. Well, there technically was unbudgeted with the credit card payment, however, I'm just going to include that in debt so it's captured within the budget. So last week I spent $50.33. And I've got 67p to cash stuff, but I'm not going to roll anything over because I'm going to use that money next. So this 67p is going into my penny challenge for my adventure jar. And I'm just going to fill that in on my She's on a Budget tracker. Okay, so we are now here in the paycheck bill tracker, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconcile my budget for the month and see where we are at. So let's start by filling in the bills and then we'll go top to bottom. So TV license was $13.37 this week. Car came out on the 30th, so it's actually captured in the previous check-in, but it was but I forgot to fill it in, and it was where is it? 121.67. Pet insurance wasn't £14.09, it was £15.92. And Netflix was £5.99. Okay, let's get this budget done top to bottom. So there's my income. I did receive money from Jake. He gave me £1,000, but I'm only counting 1,000 of that within this budget. That makes the total income for Marpril 2,811.99. Absolutely fine with that. That's much more than what we're expecting because Etsy was a little bit more and my income was a little bit more. So I technically didn't necessarily need that money from Jake, but I was counting for it because I made some amendments. So all in all, my bills came up to $1,310.87, which gave me a remainder of $1,501.12. That might seem like a lot, but it shortly goes. So I was on track with my envelopes. I didn't overspend or do anything like that. So it was £120 for spending, £120 for groceries, £80 for petrol, and £30 for haircut, which was £350 even, which when I take it away from the $1,501.12, that left me with $1,151.12. Moving over to the sinking funds, so water was 25, car maintenance was 25, the 100 envelope challenge, I did do the 92 envelope and I did the 44 envelope for the 52 envelope challenge. Once my income was slightly higher, I did add the stag do, Spain wedding and deposit. So because of that, the sinking funds went from 186 to 346. And when I take that away from what I had remaining, that left me with 805.12. Okay, so then next we had the loan as part of the debt. However, we did have that extra credit card fee, which was £25. So, oh, actually it wasn't budgeted, but it was £25. So that made my total 225.92. Now when I take that away from the 805.12 that I had, that leaves me with 579.20. And then when we went over to the emergency fund, originally I budgeted 500, but then I upped it to 600 once my income came in slightly higher. So it was 600 and I did send 600 to my emergency fund. And what that actually left me with, because of the credit card fee, is a negative balance of 2080. So what that actually did is that actually came out of my bank buffer. Now my bank buffer has taken quite a hit recently, so we are not we're not negative in the bank buffer, but we don't have much left, so I can't rely on that anymore. So now I'm going to try and do my best to build that up. It certainly wasn't the hardest month I've ever had, but what I have learned from this is to maybe give myself a bit more comfort in terms of my buffer, because my budget ended up negative because of one fee. Now, you could argue that that's what an emergency fund is for, but I don't want to take £20 out of my emergency fund because of one fee. I want to have a comfortable buffer. So what I'm going to try and do is get my sort of bank buffer to about £250. That's where it has been previously. So I think that's reasonable. I think in my bank buffer at the moment there's about £30 now because of all of the, the stag do, the hen do, this, that, there's so much that comes out of it. But this is an okay budget. I'm pleased with how it went. I am devastated that I am no longer using this little mini budget book, but it has done me proud. I love it so much. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Oh, should we talk about the goals? Let's go get a green and a red pen. I don't have a red. I've got every colour in the world, but no red. Looks like it's going to be green and pink. So the first goal I had for this month was 15 no spend days. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, technically, any day that hasn't got a yellow sticker on it is a no spend day because it's just bills, but I don't count it that way. So I'm going to put a cross through that, but it doesn't make me sad. The next one was £1,000 in Etsy income, and I can confirm that I have managed to just get £1,000 off take-home pay, but definitely more than £1,000 in actual income, so that's good. And then the other one was no unbudgeted, and on the very first day I had a no budgeted spend, and the credit card was technically an unbudgeted one, but that's not really my fault. So that's a no, but I'm not sad about those at all. Thanks for being with me. Next week you will be watching me set up my April budget, my 3-week April budget. So I am looking forward to seeing you then. Hi guys, gals and non-binary. Thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Oh shit. Scared myself. I thought that was someone, but it's I'm an idiot. Anyway, what was I saying? Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please make sure you give this video some love, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. And that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you comment because I love engaging with you. It means so much to me. I think now I'm going to be on a proper structure. So I think what I'm going to do is a video every Sunday, which should be a vlog, a Wednesday, which should be something special, and a Friday, which should be the check-in. So if I've done my calculations correctly, this is the check-in, and you'll have no video Saturday, but then Sunday you'll have vlog. Yeah, that should be right. So if I have done it correctly, and if I have edited on time, and if I have done everything properly, I'll see you in 2 days, bestie. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. And a huge welcome to our newest patron, Latoya. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you would like to become a patron, please take a look at the link in the description. You will not regret it, bestie.